Hi guys, it's AJ, your favorite lesbian commentary YouTuber, back at it with another banger for you today. Before we start it off, do you like my outfit? This is the outfit today. I call it business on the top, work from home on the bottom. Ignore the background. I am cleaning my setup. I'm like reorganizing my whole setup, so everything's been moved out of place and it does not look much different from how it usually looks, but I swear I'm trying to make it more cohesive. It's gonna be cute soon. I got a new PC, shout out my future brother-in-law. I'm trying out bandanas today. Let me know how you think it looks. This video today is going to be pretty long because clearly you guys hate me and you hate my short videos. Look at my last video I made. Y'all are wrong for that. I asked over on Instagram what you want me to talk about, and a lot of you guys said Tophiachu. So if you hate this video, blame these people right here. If you want to be responsible for what I talk about next time, follow me on Instagram. AJ talks a lot. So I'm not fully caught up on the Tophiachu lore. So this video, I'm going to talk about some of the things I learned during my research about her, and then the most recent controversy that she's in.
I don't need to get a job. I enjoy my job. I already have. So why do I need to go work a 9-to-5 job when I enjoy what I do? Because I receive packages like this where I can try stuff, you know, like ramen. And I got like a Tupac shirt and I got lip gloss. So why would I want to work when I have amazing supporters who send me awesome gifts?
So what I learned, her name is Tophia Slidell. She's a 31-year-old TikToker. She started on Musical.ly, then transitioned to TikTok when it merged, and now she's a lolcow. A lot of her early content was art, but then she transitioned into like fangirl content, if that makes sense. If you were around during 2015, I think you remember the fangirl era, just like people obsessed with random men online.
Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? Can you pay my telephone bills? If you can, then maybe we can chill. I don't think this is the song that's playing right now over it, but I can't play it, so I'm singing it for you.
After watching her old content, honestly, she came off as just like a normal young girl. She's artistically talented, and she was kind of funny. Some of her TikToks were a little funny.
The music over this one doesn't make any sense. It's like dollar, dollar, dollar. So I'm gonna just be like la 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 la.
At first glance, if you don't know her lore, it might just seem like people are bullying her for nothing. This is also until you realize she's 24.
As in 24 when she was making these videos. Now she's 31, but back then she was 24.
When she's doing all this stuff, she's 24 years old. I'm 24 right now. Contrary to popular belief, I've had some people say they thought I was 19. I'm 24, I'm an adult. I'm a full adult, I'm engaged, I'm an adult. About to be 25 actually. But you could not pay me at 24 years old to do some of the things that she does online or did back then online.
Make me wanna hit snooze, ooh, can't you stay up all night? Fucking till the daylight. Ooh,
Wait, I lied. You could pay me, but she started getting traction on YouTube because she got fired from Dunkin Donuts for smelling bad, and she made a story time about it. But imagine how bad you have to smell to get fired from Dunkin Donuts. Have you walked into a Dunkin Donuts? I don't think it smells that good in there because they make donuts, they make coffee, they make burgers, well, like sandwiches, bacon. Like there's a lot of smells going on. So for you to get fired from Dunkin Donuts means you have to smell really bad.
So the day I got fired, she had said I had hygiene issues. So on my forehead itches now, I don't know. She said I had issues. So I came in ready to work and I was making a sandwich. Well, the person before didn't restock everything and I ran out of cheese. So I was afraid I have to get this out at a certain time. So if I don't get it out at a certain time, that's bad. Stop what I was doing to go get cheese and then come back and make the sandwich, which that takes even more time, and we have to get these down in 3 or 4 minutes less on top of that. So it's frustrating when people don't do their job and I get blamed for it, especially when I was out. Like she always had me off Saturday, Sunday. When I would come back Monday, the sandwich station wouldn't be stocked right, and I'll get in trouble for it. I'm like, I was off. Why am I getting in trouble for the sandwich station not being stocked when they're supposed to restock it because I'm off? Well, I was making someone's sandwich and I forgot the cheese. And she goes, aren't you going to go get the cheese? And I'm like, yeah, I just had to make the sandwich. I have a timer. I have to get this on time. I wasn't going to give. She goes, so you're just going to give them a sandwich without cheese? And I'm like, no, I'm going to go get the cheese. And she's like, you know what? Go. She goes, I just go sit down. I gotta talk to you, whatever. And she told me I was grazing like eating little bits here and there, which I never did at work. We're not supposed to get no lunch. We don't get no lunch, no break. You're supposed to eat before you come, which I do. 6. How do you expect somebody to work 8 hours with no lunch, no break, no nothing? Making sandwiches, and I don't get nothing until after I'm done, which I understand that. We get no break, no lunch, but other people were special. They got to, this one girl, Sally, I'm not gonna say her real name, would always bring something to eat. She would eat in the back, and she allowed her to, but she never allowed me. Like, people would get to eat except for me. They would take donuts back there, they would eat donuts, they would eat here and there, and she wouldn't tell them anything. And I said, well, other people are doing it, and I would tell her, and she was like, but still, you're not supposed to do that. And then she said, I'm gonna send you home, I'm gonna suspend you, and see if you're gonna come back to work or if I'm gonna fire you. So I was like, okay. She goes, I don't want you to sit inside because I don't want you to get upset and it bothers all the customers. I want you to go sit outside. So I was like, okay, call your ride, tell him to come. So I called my ride, I told him to come. We filled out the slip. She had a witness fill out that I was suspended. And so then I went home. I called because I got a new phone. So I called and I said, here's my new number. I'm calling with my new number. Just to let you know, so she knows to call me on this number to let me know if I work or not. She didn't call me.
And then on TikTok, she got most viral when she started making mob boss daughter TikToks. Essentially, it's her acting her version of sexy and acting like a mob boss's daughter. And people would make fun of her.
I'm the mob boss's daughter.
I have to give her some credit. She has some very tough skin. I would not have the balls to make something like that unironically. Like, at all. I actually really admire people who are able to be themselves without thinking too much about what others think, and they are cringe without it being ironic. You know what? I'm gonna try to do it. Wow, I feel like a stud. After this era, she started live streaming, and this is when things took a turn for the worst. I feel like videos and TikToks, it's much easier to manicure your public image, but live streaming, it's really easy to say the wrong thing. I used to live stream quite a bit on TikTok. When I say quite a bit, I think I did it like 10 times. But yeah, it's really easy to accidentally say the wrong thing, especially if you're an edgelord like me. They call me the Lord of Edging. Wait! Speaking of edging, no. We'll talk about that later. While live streaming, people could see how gross and deplorable her living conditions actually were. There were roaches everywhere, and she was just being openly nasty.
Gonna bring more roaches. Maybe if the office did their damn job, we wouldn't have them.
The storm is coming. What's on the wall? A mark?
I literally hate roaches. Seeing them in her videos is making my skin. As someone who grew up really poor, sometimes I lived places that had roaches when I was younger. While I don't think having roaches innately makes you dirty, I think having them out and about can be an issue. Some apartments, especially when you're poor, like poor apartments, cheap apartments tend to have roaches. And no matter how clean you are, if your neighbor's dirty, your house is gonna have roaches too. But if you're clean and your neighbor is dirty, it's much easier to manage. It drastically drops the amount of them you have. As an adult, when I've moved into apartments, the first thing I look at is reviews, making sure they don't have roaches, because I'm not going through again. I'm not going through it again. I have too much trauma with roaches. And luckily as an adult, I have not had to deal with them. So a lot of my audience, I feel like, is the age of people who are gonna either be moving out soon or have already moved out. And here's my one tip for people who are planning on moving out. Don't just go for a cheap apartment. Always look at apartment complexes reviews. Look to see if people have complained about roaches. See how many of the reviews are about roaches. Because the issue is, if you move somewhere really cheap and you're like, you know what, I'll be fine, I don't get roaches. No, yes you will. Yes you will. Some buildings are just infested with roaches and they don't take the actual precautions to get rid of them for you. Cheaper is not always better. Tophia immediately started getting into trouble because she would say any slur you can think of, and she was just really mean. Especially to her mom and dad.
Mom, just do what you gotta do. Don't answer them. You're letting that fucking stop you from figuring out your rent, you stupid bitch. Well, I'm trying not to be rude, but seriously.
I don't know if that's his doctor. I keep having to look at it.
Do not open the door. He told you do not open that door.
I had to take photos.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You're insisting. And he's gonna get mad at you for being stupid. And you're gonna get yelled at. You're ruining your chances.
Like an idiot you
This
are.
is why you weren't supposed to come back. Because you do stupid shit.
No, that's not why.
Or I have to tell him. He's gonna know. I don't want to hear that. If you're gonna let those people run your fucking life, it's your problem. Shut up about them. She doxed me and here we are blaming me and saying it's my fault. I'm tired of this shit.
Don't do that.
They're trying to cancel me for the very same thing. Then proceed to call me a beaner like so. Excuse me. I apologize. I didn't mean to say the slur.
In my research, I saw a lot of people critiquing her for saying the N-word. I thought she was black. I think she is black, but apparently she's biracial. But I will say, upon first glance, I assumed she was biracial, so I don't know. Like, some people are saying she's a white woman. I don't know if I'm tripping, but to me she looks very visibly, phenotypically biracial. But like, she would say the N-word a lot. I feel like that's one of the very few slurs she can use. Tophia's goal was to become an influencer, and honestly, she kind of accomplished that. Right now on TikTok, she has 420,000 followers. She truly thinks she has a lot of fans, but I think it's a lot of people just hate watching her and trolls. At almost 500,000 followers, you would think she'd be getting brand deals at this point, but she can't. She's tarnished her reputation so badly that no brand was going to touch her with a 10-foot pole. Nobody wants to be associated with somebody who gets caught watching Asian teen porn. Speaking of Asians, Tophia is obsessed with them. Specifically, Asian men. There was an influencer named Wesley Boba that made thirst traps, and she was fully enamored by this man.
Don't flirt with him.
I'm not going to...
Listen, I'm not a simp, but this is the audio, you guys, okay? Those lights on me in the center of the ring just like a circle.
I'm not saying she couldn't bag a man like this, but do I think he specifically would go for her? No. He is an influencer. His whole job is to act like sexy and get girls to like him so he can get their money. I just don't think that specific man was obsessed with her.
Did I run some guy off TikTok? No. It's really weird how people love to say I stalked someone that was talking to me and liking my content, but okay. And was literally concerned whenever I went into the hospital. He actually joined my live and asked me if I was okay, and literally was having conversations with me in DMs on Instagram. So if I was stalking someone, they wouldn't ask to see my face on camera again right when I joined and turned it off because I went to go post TikToks, and it was like, turn your camera back on. But okay, I mean, that's very much stalking, but you know why people just don't believe it, because men who are super attractive probably don't like you, and it's projection. There were a lot of men that were super attractive that liked me because I'm a nice person, I'm not rude, and I never, but saying multiple times, and this was not once, when are we going to see each other, like basically saying when he's going to come to see me, or when will I go to see him, which I didn't have money. Obviously I would have went to Canada, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, well, when people were talking about adult type stuff, that stuff, because I'm trying to keep it PG-13, I was just kind of quiet, because that was the first time I had joined in the voice chat. I was listening to everyone talk. Obviously, I don't have an experience or anything to talk about that, because I've never done that. So then after that, that's when he had typed in the chat and was like, you need to talk more, me and some other girl, because we weren't really talking. And I was like, I didn't have anything to add to this conversation, because, I was being truthfully honest. But there's some other stuff too, not going into because it's personal, and I'm not going to spew personal stuff on here. Some more very personal stuff, but clearly no one needs to know, and clearly it's none of anyone's business, and clearly that would have never happened, obviously, to someone that you believe that ran off the app, because obviously I didn't run someone off the app if they were interested, but okay. That's not how it works. I could literally date a K-pop idol if I wanted to. People are gonna be like, no, that's not possible. It's called manifestation. You can do whatever you want as long as you manifest it.
I think this obsession with unattainable men is because she's a Virgo. Wait. Oh, sorry. A virgin. There is nothing wrong with being a horny virgin. Just don't make it anybody else's problem. Actually, technically to her, she's not a virgin because she lost her virginity at the gynecologist's office. She said she lost it during a pap smear, so... If she truly has hygiene issues like we've all suspected, can you imagine what that gynecologist had to go through? Tophia is often acting horny on Maine. You know how I said, speaking of edging? One day on live, she was showing her phone and then she tilted it and you could see all the open tabs and one of them said Asian teen corn. And this fits her fetishization of Asian people.
This is the before the incident happened of the transparent. So Tophia has an old iPhone. She was screen sharing on her iPhone on April 4th. So when she was going to move to another site, her phone transparent, it will show her her recent search that of these. It shows these. This is a transparent. And someone was able to get a screenshot of this. But here's where Tophia lied. She said the person who supposedly made it did it to ruin her. But here's the thing. The person who got it was my friend. And they said, Tophia has never talked to me once in their life. So Tophia, who was that person you talked to? Because I have them here right here on my Discord telling me that they were the one who got the photo. They never spoke to you.
I just want to zoom in a little bit. Go. Can you show us where it says Asian teen corn here? Does it say that anywhere?
Right here.
It's cut off. It says teen Asian and it's cut off.
But this is X videos.
But it's an X video. So X video, assuming then that's X, that's not a something we can. That's not PG.
Yeah, this is the corn side.
I will say people saw this and ran with it. They're taking it as some type of proof that she's into teens or like young people. I will say I don't think that's necessarily true. All the people that she's listed over online publicly are very clearly of age. I just don't think that's definitive proof, but maybe that's just me being devil's advocate. Do people always look at the title of corn when they watch it, or do they just like look at the thumbnail and see the preview? 18 and 19-year-olds are still teens, and I'm telling you as a former SW, people will push the word teen until they can't anymore. Like if you're a woman in your 20s but you still look very young, they are adding teen into the title. My fiance just texted me after ignoring 2 of my calls. Girl, I am not calling you back. That's besides the point. Either way, it was confirmed she has a thing for Asian men. So her Smex drive was something that's unfortunately well known. Apparently she would do stuff while other family members are home, like, and could hear and like would know about it. I don't want this video to get demonetized, so use your imagination. Or don't. Actually, don't use your imagination. So it's very obvious there is something wrong with this woman. She says she has a developmental delay, and honestly, I believe her. As somebody who has worked with kids with developmental delays, I will say I see some similarities. I will say though, maybe this is just in recent times, but developmental delay is not a diagnosis they give to adults. It's given to children, and then when they're in 2nd or 3rd grade, they reevaluate to see if it's autism or something else going on. But her father is schizophrenic, and her mother also seems to have some type of delay, so she did not have the greatest upbringing or background. It honestly just seems like she was not set up for success in life. If you're enjoying this video so far, can you please subscribe? My mom told me that I need to start telling people to subscribe more often, so here we are. Subscribe, please. So moving forward a little bit, in recent times, Tophia and her family have hit rock bottom. Bad financial decisions and deplorable living conditions caused them to get kicked out of a hotel they were living in. After this, they were living in their car, and during a carjacking, unfortunately, her brother got shot and passed away, and her mother got shot in the face.
I'm living in a car, okay. At least I have the grip on life to go vroom vroom and go wherever life takes me, okay? I can go wherever this car takes me. You are always gonna stay stuck in life because you don't got anywhere to go. You be worried about me not having a house. Be stuck at home, okay? You don't got the wheels in life to not be stuck at home.
To reports of a shooting, investigators say that an elderly mother and her 2 adult children were in their car in a church parking lot when they were attacked by a man with a gun. And police say that the man shot the son and the mother while the daughter was able to get away.
I have nobody. Why did they do this? Yeah, I lost a lot in that car. I lost my Switch. I lost my computer. My brother's cell phone was in there, which I'm very devastated to hear. Clothes, all kinds of stuff.
As much as you hate her, this situation is genuinely sad. You'd think something so traumatic would cause her to have, a big reflection and maybe take a step away from the internet, but instead she's posting stuff like this.
Well, there's music on this one, but I can't play it. Wow, 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 wow. This one is like an Indian summer in the middle of winter, like a blah, 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 blah.
She's still just doing stuff. I'm honestly so surprised she does not have her comments turned off, because people are cooking her in these comments. So after her brother passed away, she created a GoFundMe, and apparently she spent the money for her brother's funeral on a Ross haul.
I'm just a girl in the world. I'm just a girl in the world. That's all that you'll let me be. Yo, I'm just a girl living where
So hey guys, I just wanted to address something, and I know I don't have to come in here and address something, but I feel I need to. Can people stop hassling me saying my brother's at the morgue? That's false misinformation. My brother's not sitting at the morgue. He's cremated. He's sitting in his urn until the money processes excuse me, for us to bury him. Please stop hassling me, harassing me, saying that he's rotting at the morgue. No, he's not. Whoever.
So her brother still has not been picked up. Speaking of money, that brings us to her most recent controversy. In the previous part, I'm sure I missed some things. Please let me know below what I missed, because there's just so much to cover that this video would be like 5 hours long. She's a busy gal. So recently she made a GoFundMe for $500,000. That's $500,000. At the time of filming this, she has $91 of that $500,000. Alright, the description of her GoFundMe reads, "Dyslexia gods, please be with me. On March 11th, our family faced a tragedy we never could have imagined. My brother's life was taken during a carjacking. My mom was shot in the face, and I had barely escaped as the car was taken. Our world was shattered in an instant. My brother was deeply loved and touched so many lives with his kindness and spirit. Now, as we struggle to lay him to rest, we're also trying to find safety and stability again. Our dream is to buy a home where our family can finally feel safe and begin to heal. We're humbly asking for your support to help cover funeral and burial costs, and to help us take the next step towards a secure place to live. Any amount helps, more than words can say. Thank you for your love, prayers, and compassion during this painful time." ChatGPT did a great job writing that. So instead of getting a job, you're hoping people will donate enough that you get $500,000? You had the money for the funeral before, but you spent it. You've had money in the past, but then spent it on frivolous things. She then made this TikTok.
Okay, hey guys, I can't really see, but I made a video on Instagram. I did put up a GoFundMe. I did briefly talk about things on my Instagram. If you have not, please click the beacons link in my bio. Please share the GoFundMe. Tag this to as many celebrities, content creators that you can. I did say, I know my social media reputation is not good, but if you can, please help me and my mom bury my brother and help us attain a secure housing, stable housing. We are in the process of trying to raise the money to buy a house. So just as much as you make any other videos go viral, please help this one go viral, please. Tag anyone who could help. Click the beacons link in my bio. Anybody who leaves negative comments will be blocked, will be deleted. Any negative comments will be blocked and deleted. It takes 2 seconds to be kind to someone. I know there are a lot of people who are wishing and hoping I don't have stable housing. We are not in a safe place right now, and we would need to obtain a stable house and a place to live. If you can, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to those who do support, as I please beg, because you guys, as much as my other videos can go viral, please help this one go viral. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Anything helps. If you can't donate, please share. I would appreciate it.
I have a lot of thoughts. There is nothing wrong with asking for help. On the surface, there is nothing wrong with what she's doing. It's a little bit odd, but c'est la vie. But people do not like helping people who do not seem to be helping themselves. And you, Tophiachu, are not helping yourself. Like, she's expecting a celebrity to see this and be like, "You know what, random lady? I will give you $500,000. I'll give you my money." Even for somebody who's famous, $500,000 is a lot of money. I think everyone is deserving of food and housing. If anything, I think those things should be free. But also, I'm a realist, unfortunately, which means no matter how much I think we should have free universal housing and food, we don't. That means there are people out here who have done less harm to society who are not getting anything because they don't have a phone. They don't have an audience, so they're not able to get help. But Tophia is. And when I say harm, I don't think she actually does harm to society. I think she's just kind of there. Like, I'm not saying she's not worthy of that amount of money, but isn't it a little bit messed up to think that there could be somebody out there who's actually a good person, who actually tries to contribute to society and just has found themselves homeless, but because they don't have a following, because they don't have a phone, they're not getting any money? But Tophia could hypothetically get $500,000. She's not going to, but hypothetically she could. Like, some people don't have the ability to cyber beg, and it's just sad that just because they don't get the money, but she does.
So wait, mama, it's the Jonas Brothers.
Alright, sorry if you look like you're repositioned just because you are. My fiance called me, so I had to stop filming. I don't even know where I was. This was her Instagram reel about the whole situation.
Hey guys, so hi, my name is Tophia. I go by Tophiachu. Online, recently we were a victim of a violent crime. I know it is a very huge ask for people to do, but can people please tag any large content creators, any celebrities, anybody that can help. I have 5.1 million views on here. I'm hoping this could reach somebody to help me and my mom secure stable housing. I know that my GoFundMe is a lot and a huge ask for people, considering I haven't had the best reputation on social media due to bullying, harassment, etc. that I've tried to clean up. I don't have a lawyer, can't afford that. I'm trying to secure stable housing, to be able to buy a house, to be able to work towards affording the things that I need, and also be able to work on my social media and be able to sustain a stable living and income. If you guys can, please share the link out, please share the GoFundMe out, please help support the GoFundMe. And if you don't have anything nice to say, please don't say anything at all in the comments, because you will be blocked, you will be deleted. Please just be kind. It only takes 2 seconds to be kind. Right now we are not in a very safe environment. I am trying to secure the money to be able to buy a house. I know that there are many people out there that do not like me, that wish to not see me secure stable housing. My mom has a plethora of health problems. She's hard of hearing. She was also shot in the face. It briefly explains that in the GoFundMe. She has many plethora of health problems, and I do need to help get her into a secure place. So please, if you can, I would kindly appreciate it if you would share my GoFundMe. I had a lot happen. My family is in financial straits, so my mom's family cannot help me. My dad's family cannot help me, for they are also struggling themselves. I'm hoping to secure a safe place for me and my mom. So if you guys would be so gracious and kind to share the GoFundMe, I would very much appreciate it. There is a brief summary in the bio, in the description, for how much I am seeking to buy a house, rebuild, and try to get back and enjoying life again. So if anyone out there would graciously and I would kindly appreciate it. So I got 5.1 million views on Instagram. It would help me. Thank you so much.
Very similar to her TikTok. I think she can do the things she wants to do without $500,000. That's just a lot of money. Like, she could have asked for $100,000, but $500? $500,000 is crazy. I do feel sympathy for her. She probably feels the weight of being the only one in charge of her family right now. Her brother was fatally shot. Her mom got shot in the face and is also disabled. And her father is schizophrenic. And along with being schizophrenic, he's also just mentally unwell. So it really is up to her to get them out of that situation. But in my opinion, the first step out is to get a job.
Still not getting a job.
This is what she posted in response to the backlash. Dyslexia gods, I'm calling upon you again. Please let me read this. The way she writes is like confusing for my brain. Y'all still supported horrible people, even celebrities and content creators. Jeffree Star made millions battling on TikTok, even though he's a millionaire already and he's racist and supported a pedo. Don't get me started on the rumors about me that are lies you choose to believe because you don't like me. Yet, y'all will still support James Charles. Don't lie. I'm tired of the I'm tired of the who's we and yet look at Mr. Beast and his allegations that have some proof, yet y'all don't say anything. What does that mean? Next one. Some of y'all annoy me and will make up any excuse. Who in their right mind would ask for $500,000 for a Comic-Con that isn't happening until January? Well, you know when it's happening, so clearly you've been looking. I'm not planning for Comic-Con. I'm trying to get stable housing, yet y'all say my priorities are off. Nobody been forcing you to donate, but stop making up lies and excuses. I will say what I've seen a lot of people say that she's probably going to do is create the GoFundMe, not make $500,000, and be like, this isn't enough money for me to do anything, like get my brother's ashes, so I guess I have no choice but to go on a shopping spree.
Thank you. It is really for a house. Like, people said it's for Comic-Con. Who is spending $500,000 at a Comic-Con? You ask me. And the fact that Comic-Con's not till January, like, hello, I'm not even thinking about Comic-Con. Yeah, it's like, what, 2-3 months away? But I'm not thinking about that right now. I need to get a place to live fast, so I can start doing things. If I start making money, I can start doing my clothing line and start working on my restaurant. You know, the things that someone said it doesn't have to be going to work. It could be starting a small business. Well, if I have the money to do that, I can work towards getting the money for my restaurant. that's gonna go towards gun violence, a percentage of it.
The last one. Charlie Kirk's wife had a GoFundMe. Where was the outrage for that? Look, I know you best I can. No, I'm not milking a site that happens months ago, not years. It's still fresh. You watch your siblings die in front of you, then talk about get over it. I saw his eye missing. Not to mention deal with his crazy ex who was harassing me daily and is a pedo, but y'all will still defend her. I got harassed so bad I have PTSD from trauma and major depression, talking about I diagnosed myself when I was diagnosed by a professional. I have no doubt that she has PTSD and major depression. Like, she's living horribly. I would be surprised if she does not have depression. I don't know who is accusing her of faking, but I don't think she's lying about that. I think anybody would be depressed in that situation. Hear me out. I could see how she could feel cheated knowing that Jeffree Star and James Charles are both having pretty good careers still, even though they did arguably worse things than she did. I only say that because they have a lot more influence than she does. She doesn't have actual influence over people. People just watch her because they think she's annoying. But Jeffree Star and James Charles both abuse their power and have done things that actually have long-term consequences. I'm not saying Tophia hasn't done anything that's bad. She has done some things that are also bad and probably have long-term consequences too, but not to the same scale that Jeffree Star and James Charles have. So again, I can see from Tophia's perspective how she would be like, why are these people allowed to get money and stuff, and they're bad too? Just because I'm bad, I can't get money? I would argue Tophia's main crime is just being annoying. I'm not trying to come for her looks, but I will say, and I will argue, that if she was more conventionally attractive, she would get away with a lot more than she's getting away with now. But I think she's forgetting the main difference between her and these other people is that they're bringing actual talent to the table. They have charismatic personalities, and they have actual talents. As much as I don't like James Charles or Jeffree Star, they're popular for a reason. People like them. People actually like them. Not everybody, but teen girls do. Your drag is valid, but what do you bring to the table, Tophiachu? You lip syncing online and begging? I think this GoFundMe is gonna go one of two ways. Either she gets a small amount that was donated to her and she goes shopping, or trolls get the GoFundMe taken down and people get their money refunded. Since recording this, it seems like the only update so far is that she's taken 7 Tylenol to try to overdose.
Help me. I took 7 Tylenol. And I don't feel good. I need help. I wanted to kill
I'm muting this part of the video because I know a lot of you hoes got emetophobia and she's gagging. I know you hoes got emetophobia. Don't want you to do stuff, you know.
Do I think this is a true attempt on her life? Here's the thing. It's definitely a cry for help, but she's 50, 31. So it doesn't have the same weight as, say, when a 14-year-old overdoses on Tylenol. Like, you're an adult. So people know that when you're doing something like that, like taking Tylenol, that you're not actually trying to do anything. Raise your hand if you tried to overdose on a very low dose drug when you were younger. I'm probably gonna make a video soon going through just her like TikTok account because I do find her very interesting. Alright, well, I'm thoroughly disturbed, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Again, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by my birthday, November 23rd, which just gets us a little bit closer to my real goal, which is 1 trillion subscribers. So please subscribe, or I'm gonna make a GoFundMe in your name and say it's to buy diapers for the Poo Poo Pee Pee convention. Follow me on Instagram at AJ Talks a Lot. And let me know your thoughts below on Tophiachu. Do you feel empathy for her? Do you feel sympathy for her? Because in a lot of my research, I watched a lot of videos, I read a lot of articles when I read it. People do not feel bad for her. People are very mean to her. It seems like people are tired of her behavior. Right.